So we are nearing the last lesson for this unit, and I think that this unit is great because it's totally real life. I think that dealing with money is definitely something you're going to have to be doing forever. Our last section is called the cost of college, and I hope that this is something that's kind of stirring around in the back of your mind. I totally agree that college is not always for everyone, and that for some people there are better options than going to college, but I hope that it's something that each of you are considering and thinking about, because it's really not as far away as you might think that it is. So when we talk about college, there's two things we have to talk about. Expenses are things I have to pay for, and my financial aid are things that help pay that. So for our expenses, there are four main ones that we hear about a lot. Our tuition and fees are just the cost of actually taking the class. Yeah, you have to pay to sit in a room to listen to someone teach you. We have room and board, which is your food and your housing. We have all sorts of room and board options, like living on campus, living at home, living in an apartment with your friends, all these different things. We have books and supplies, the cost of your textbooks. Yes, in college you actually have to pay for your textbooks. They're not going to give them to you like we do now. And transportation, and that could be gas, going to concerts, eating out, paying for your laundry, whatever. There's all sorts of things that kind of go in that other category that you might not even think about that your parents pay for. And then we have our financial aid, the things that help us pay. So scholarships are money that is given based on talents, grades, or other circumstances. Grants is money that is given to us, and grants normally come from the government, and it's based on your financial need. So maybe your parents don't quite make enough money to really help support you, or maybe you have multiple siblings in college all at the same time. There's all sorts of different things you can get grants for. Work study is exactly what it sounds like. You are going to be working and earning money while you are studying in college. So you're working at the school, and they help in turn pay for your classes. I did that when I was in college, and I went to, I worked at the library my whole way through college, and I loved it. And then we have loans, which is money borrowed. So I have money that I'm given, money that I'm given. We have money that I earn. And we also have money that I borrowed. So here in just a second, you're going to have a question pop up on your computer. And in that question, I want you to type a response to this. I want you to describe the main difference between loans and other forms of financial aid listed above. So look at the list right above you, all that financial aid. And I want you to type a response in on your computer, but I also want you to go ahead and jot that down on your notes. So let's do that now. Below, it gives us 3 different people looking at 3 different universities, and we're going to kind of compare the cost for those 3 universities. So I have Leo, that's going to a 4-year public university. These are like Stephen F. Austin, University of Houston, University of Texas, A&M. You don't have to jot all those names down, but just to give you some ideas of what kind of colleges we're talking about. We have our 4-year private university, which is like going to Rice or going to some religious college, like any of our Christian colleges. And then we have our 2-year community college, which is like the equivalent of going to San Jack. Okay? Based on what type of college, and you should have talked about this a little bit in your college and career class, but based on what college you go to makes a huge difference in how much money you're going to pay to go to school. So we're going to look specifically at Leo on the video, but you're going to continue and you're going to look at Kate and you're going to look at Ben separately by yourself. So for Leo, he's going to pay $7,800 in tuition and fees, plus $9,500 in room and board, plus $1,350 in books and supplies, plus $750 in transportation and his other cost. So altogether, Leo is paying $19,400 per year. Okay, that is for 1 year of college. College is expensive. So on our screen, we're going to have some questions pop up, and it's going to ask you to solve for Kate's cost per year and for Ben's cost per year. So go ahead and add them up. You're going to write your answer on your paper, as well as putting it onto the pop-ups that are going to come up on the screen. And let's hope that I can do the pop-ups correctly. So we're going to look through one of these word problems together before I have you do some by yourself. So Leo qualifies for a total of $62,000 in scholarships. It's huge that we know that scholarships make college cheaper. He's also getting $2,700 each year through a work-study program. That too is going to make his college cheaper. So to figure out his total cost for the year, I can take his $19,400. I can subtract his $6,200 in scholarships, and I can subtract his $2,700 in a work study program. I want you to go ahead and solve that. Type that in your calculator, solve it, write your answer down. So I know that his college is going to be $10,500 per year. And college isn't just a 1 year thing, it's a 4 year thing. So to figure out his total cost, I'm going to take his $10,500 per year, and I'm going to multiply it by 4 years. Go ahead, do that now, get an answer, and write it down. So he's paying $42,000 for 4 years, which is a ton of money. But Leo's lucky because his family has been saving up, and so they're able to help him a little bit. It says Leo's family is covering 65% of his college expenses. So 100% would be he's paying all of it, but his parents are going to pay 65% of it, which means Leo only has to pay for 35% of it. And we're talking about each year. So we're going to be using this number right here, this $10,500. So to figure out how much he needs in each year, we're going to do $10,500 times 0.35. And again, we're doing that 35 because Leo only has to pay 35% of his college. Let's go ahead, get an answer, and write it down. So D says he has 4 years to save the amount of money he needs for his first year. So we're just looking at that first year, which is that $3,675. And I want to know how much he has to save each month of that 4 years. Well, the first thing I have to do is I have to figure out how many months is that. So 4 years is equal to 48 months. So if he's going to split up and he's going to save, I'm going to take his cost and I'm going to divide it by his 48 months. Go ahead, do that now. Get an answer, write it down. So in order for Leo to be prepared to pay for that first year of college, he needs to be saving $76.56 per month the entire time in high school. And that's quite a bit of money. But it's possible. Maybe he has a job. Maybe he's doing whatever to get his money. So here's where I'm going to turn you loose. We have 2 more people. We have Kate and we have Ben. And their problems are set up super similar. We have some financial aid to help them out. Their parents are giving them money. So the difference is that Kate's family is able to give her an actual dollar amount. So once I get to that problem, I just have to subtract the $16,000 that her parents are giving her. Ben's family is covering 75%. So I need to figure out, I'm going to write myself a little note here, that way you can look back at it. I have to figure out what percent is Ben having to pay for his college. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you loose. We're going to stop with the pop-ups on the screen, and we're going to let you just get to work, pencil and paper. Let's get busy.